Yo, it's a me, Super Mario, with Super Ticran. Mamma mia, he's number one. Ha ha! Yippee! And the second day, Luigi, and Mamma mia, number one. And then the third day could be, Luigi's, Mamma mia, you know. And then the fourth day would be like, Luigi, and then the last day is Wario, because it's very difficult. Yeah.
How much studio time do you take, like for a big game like Odyssey, which is like it's so big, so there are so many things that are in this world.
Yeah, this is so great because that means that we go into the studio, and that means I get a lot of sushi, because we eat sushi before we record oftentimes, and sometimes in the middle of the day. So this is a very, very, very good day. But a game can range from 1 4-hour session to 5 or 6 4-hour sessions, depending. And sometimes I record a game 3 weeks before it releases, and other times 3 years. It all just depends on where the director, producer would like to put the voice in. It's really marvelous. So every day is an adventure for me. Well, that's a very beautiful question. It's something that I learn all the time from Mario, and I aspire to be more like Mario. You know, he's full of innocence and joy and happiness and fun, a sense of love and devotion for his princess and his family, and, you know, and the ability to face adversity with a let's go, positive optimism. You know, I think sometimes as grown-ups we forget how wonderful life is. You know, it becomes easy to be cynical, but the wondrous thing about a Mario game to me is children immediately love it, and adults, we remember how much we love it when we come back into the play, because you never forget your joy and your happiness and your innocence. And I think Mario symbolizes that for me on a personal level, but also on a cultural level. People are so nice. I wish I like every day in life, I wish there was more time to meet everyone and talk to everyone and take pictures. But we do that. We've been taking pictures, we've been taking autographs. It's been so great meeting people. Really great.
And outside of conventions, do you get recognized as well?
Yes, I do. It's quite lovely. You know, people are sometimes very shy. It's like, sorry, are you Charles Martinet, the voice of Mario? And I say, ooh.
So I think this is when you make their day.
It's very sweet. It's very sweet. I was in Paris, and you know, suddenly walking up Boulevard Saint Michel, and all of a sudden, I'm sorry. Are you Charles Martinet? And so we took pictures together. You know, in Madrid, in the train station, Barcelona, in London. You know, it's amazing. It's really amazing. In Rome, Mexico City, Lima, Peru.
We talked about you getting the role of Mario a few days ago. And so you were trained as a classical actor.
Yes, I did 10 years of theater, and then I ended up doing hundreds of corporate videos and films, and you know, and voiceovers and radio spots and ads and the occasional TV and voiceover things. Absolutely fun. I was just having so much fun. And then one day someone called and said, go crash an audition. And I said, I could never crash an audition. I'm a professional actor. How could I? Where do I go? And I have no idea why, but I went, and that was for Mario, whom I had never heard of. And that was 27 years ago. Absolute fun and joy.
You did the first job that you did. We discussed that 2 days ago as well. You voiced the character that was put on screen with live motion capture.
Yes, it was real-time animation. I was the first person in the world to perform in real-time animation, and I had a mask built from my face with roller balls and track-like things. So when I would move my eyes or move my mouth, roller balls would roll, and that would send little electronic messages to a supercomputer that was the size of 2 of these chairs that we had to put dry ice on to melt to keep the computer cool enough to run. And now we still do that at Nintendo New York store. I'll be doing that this Christmas time and in July. And we do it with 2 Apple laptops. And instead of tracking my facial motion with little balls moving around my face, now it just, when you say ooh, ah, ee, your mouth changes. But the software hears you go ooh, and instantly moves opens the mouth of Mario like that. So it's spectacular. I still have a hidden camera and a hidden microphone, so I can hear and see the people, but they hear and see Mario.
I mean, this is very nice.
It's really.
I really want to experience that.
Yeah, come to New York.
I will at some point.
Christmas in New York. What could be better?
We were talking about technology, how it evolved with the whole 3D processing. Did that change as well? How's the process now in comparison to how it was 27 years ago?
I'll tell you, 27 years ago we had reel-to-reel cassettes. You know, these giant reels, not cassettes, but reel-to-reel tape with 4, 8, 16 tracks, 32 tracks, these giant tapes. And you know, I remember the first time I put a demo reel together, my engineer would go through the tape and then splice it and he'd go to find the silence, cut it and tape it somewhere, and then he'd rolling around and he'd put like 40 pieces of tape around, and somehow he managed to remember where every single thing was and could piece it back together. It was incredible. Now everything is digital. Everything is, oh, let's move this over here, let's move this over here, let's make that quiet there, let's move this here. It's amazing, it's a miracle. Yeah.
In Super Mario Odyssey, you voice Mario, of course, and Mario in this game has the most iconic hat there is.
Oh, yeah.
Gappy! Gappy, genau.
It would be a completely different game, but the thing is, what I love is Nintendo, the passion, the joy, the love of making the game. You can just hear the engineers go, oh, what happens if he can throw his hat and then that got, instead of having to jump on it. Oh, that's very good. Wait a minute, what would happen if we did that, and the energy and the drive and the idea is just jumping and flowing from person to person until all of a sudden we have what we see today. And it's such a tribute to the love and the devotion of so many creative artists at Nintendo that, I'm grateful for every day.
Are you looking forward to surprise people when you see them play Super Mario Odyssey?
Oh yes, I love it. I see the faces and smiling and I'm going like, yippee!
So are you sneaking up behind people?
No, I can never do it. But I do look over their shoulder and see them. And I look from the other way to see how people react. And I did that at E3 and I could just see people's joy. Woohoo! Hello!
Charles, thank you so much for joining us.
Oh my goodness, what a pleasure. Oh, I've never seen you guys before. Yes, I did. Hi, how are you?
If you see the game, there's not a lot you need to understand, and you can also play it upstairs at the Nintendo booth, and we already did a couple of presentations with translation, so we thought, let's go in English for this one.
Okie dokie. I would say something in English, and then Ettore would say it in Swiss German, and it was terrific.
But we're not doing that anymore.
But we're not going to do that.
Vi har därför för Charles att besätta och den gäller krigsmålet sina trademark phrases snaps vid the bolla, och jag sen inte så gut här before. I just didn't get it as well as you did.
But you do such perfect translations.
Ihr habt perfekt besetzt. Woohoo! Woohoo! Good, awesome, Charles. We're playing Super Mario Odyssey, which is the first Mario sandbox game since Super Mario Sunshine on the GameCube.
Yeah.
Sandbox meaning you can really head out into any direction you like. You're free to explore. Exploration is key.
I love this. Just like life.
And Charles, what was your first impression when you saw the concept or something?
Oh my goodness, I knew right away it was going to be an absolutely magical game. And I just looked at it.
He seems to be freezing, right?
It's cold.
It's weird. So we have a frozen desert, and let's see. You might have to wait until next week when the game comes out on the 27th of October to find out why this desert's been frozen.
Yes.
I mean, there's the title of the game already. This is amazing. The title of the game is Odyssey, and so it relates to traveling. Mario visits these many kingdoms, and they're all different. They all look different. We have the Desert Kingdom here, Sand Kingdom, and we have New Donk City as well. So you can play that up at our booth. But what we're going to do for this playthrough is, let's see if we can make it actually to the boss of the level to the boss and beat that boss, because at the booth you have a 10-minute time limit. So let's see if we can cheat a little bit and beat the time limit.
Okay, here we go.
So already one of the big changes that has been in previous Mario games you can see is Mario's cap is now a character in the game. It has eyes, and it's called Cappy. And Mario can use it to jump even further by using it as an additional platform, which is really well demonstrated by our bunch over here, who isn't playing this for the first time, I'm sure. And it also can do other things, like for instance, we have little coins. So there's different coins for each kingdom. Of course, there's the standard Mario coins, but there's also these like purple triangular coins, which are like exclusive to this kingdom.
And Charles, we're gonna take you shopping, I think. Simon's gonna demonstrate our Crazy Cab store. And I think you should say what we should buy. I think you should say what we should buy with the coins.
Okay, what you buy with the coins? Okay, let's buy a suit. Let's buy a nice outfit. Oh yeah. More money. Yeah. Oh, yeah, nice, nice. How about a hat? Get a hat. Oh, I like that. What else? What else?
So let's see how Mario looks in a suit. This is somewhat new.
Nice.
Really classy.
Looking good.
Now he looks like you at the way.
Okay, that's what I if I would like travel. But sometimes I have the safari hat.
Which is nice because the game is all about exploring.
Yep. Yep.
Speaking of exploring, so Mario's just pulled up his map. He's a really well-traveled guy. He travels a lot, and for each of the kingdoms he visits in the game, he has these little brochures with information all about this kingdom, which is a really nice touch because it helps you to really get to know the kingdom. And it also gives you orientation because you can use the little checkpoints, the flags that Mario touches, as quick travel points to kind of beam around the map and zip around.
Oh. See, I'm learning about it.
Which is great.
Yay!
So I think Sign will just do the main mission, but like Ettore said before, it's a sandbox game, so you can do whatever you want. But I think for the purpose of the stage now, we should do the main mission.
Yes, let's do that. So what we can see here is that Mario just used Cappy to capture this electric pole, which helps him then zip across these electric lines really quickly. So this is one of the new big features. Cappy helping Mario to capture different enemies, but also objects in the game world. And this just helps you to see the world in a different light and also reach new places, like this little moon over here.
A moon. You got the moon.
And the thing about moons is they help Mario power his spaceship or his ship, which is a huge flying red hat called the Odyssey. And so you need to collect a certain number of moons to power the Odyssey to then fly to the next kingdom. So Mario really travels a lot, as you do, Charles.
As I do. I don't fly the plane though. I just wear the hat. What's up? These guys are cool.
And as you can see, the gameplay of Mario is very old-fashioned, but mixed, of course, with new features. So it feels like maybe Super Mario 64, but with all the new gimmicks with the gameplay. It is really a mixture between 90s and 2017 gameplay.
Yeah. I mean, if you've ever played a Mario game, you're gonna feel right at home with the controls. I mean, you pick up the controller and you go right at it. But of course, there's some new additions like these hat throws, and Sign is using motion controls right now, which are optional, but it helps you because you can like spin the hat in a different direction and do like a circle attack, which is useful to get rid of enemies.
Yes. Oh, look at that.
So this is another thing that you can capture, these like little telescopes which help you get just take in the surroundings, help you see what the level is all about. You can see the light coming up there from the horizon, which is Mario's main goal. The beautiful thing is, you can also just head off in any direction and go out into the desert and just explore freely. So this is different. Mario just captured Bullet Bill, which up to this point we may be known as an enemy or as an item from games like Mario Kart, but now you can use it to fly around the level, which is just nice because it gives Mario so much more movement.
And as you can see, the gameplay mechanics aren't that difficult if you change for the bullet bill. It's not like very complicated, it's very easy. I think the Y button is just for, getting away, and the joystick is still there for movement, so it doesn't get any difficult. It's still simple and very easy to control.
And Bullet Bill looks great with a mustache.
He really does. Oh, Mario is running a bit low on energy right here. Let's see if he can pick up a heart somewhere. So as you can see, Mario just jumped right outside these ruins. You can really explore like the perimeter freely as you want, which is nice because it kind of encourages discovery. And we saw side use Bullet Bill before to reach another one of these ruins. And the beautiful thing is, Mario used to collect stars in games like Super Mario 64, and those were usually at the end of the level. But here you have all this huge number of moons distributed all across the level, so you can just keep playing and keep collecting these.
And we just saw it again with the checkpoint flag, which is an old school thing, but now it's for teleportation.
Yeah, so we touched that, and if Mario ever falls down by accident, he can just respawn there, or you can use it to just zip, teleport around the map.
What happened?
Now this looks really classic.
Yeah, it's all around 1986 all over again. The music is even 8-bit, so everything just created with a new graphic style, which is actually the retro thing. So it's 2017 and still we have 8-bit graphics.
Yeah, the game is actually full of these little nods to the classic era as well.
That's a perfect word for it, a nod to the era. It's so great. It's funny because this is like, I just love watching an expert play.
He really manages these tricky jumps.
You really... It's a little 8-bit Mario. Little 8-bit Mario.
Yeah, you can also hear the music changing. It's just different times. And if you've ever played one of the classic 2D Mario games, you're just gonna feel right at home in this part of the game, because it really is the same classic controls. You walk from left to right and you jump.
Yippee! You got the moon! Atop the highest tower. It's like such a great adventure, it's like life. Except you can't go, this the electricity. Or I have to become something.
And the little ghost we just saw is Cappy, the new partner of Mario.
That is actually Cappy in its original form, yeah. I mean, Cappy is this ghostly creature which can transform into different shaped hats. And you'll learn a little bit more about him on the 27th of October when the game is out. We don't want to give away too much. You should really check it out for yourselves. So you said before, Ricky, that there's some very classic elements to this Mario game as well. And this is one of the classic examples of just this test of skill and dexterity and jumping and not falling down the platforms.
Oh, Mario! Oh.
So this seems to be another one of these creatures that are indigenous to the Sand Kingdom. And what Mario can do now that he's captured this Moai is he can use the sunglasses to make visible these hidden invisible passages, which then help him to collect all of these moon shards, which he needs to get an entire power moon.
Wow. It's just endless creativity.
Yeah, it really is crazy how much creativity and different ideas went to this game. Because whenever, as I said, the kingdoms, they're so different also from each other. We haven't revealed all of the kingdoms yet, but some of the kingdoms are just so crazy and exciting, and there's different things to discover in each one of them, which just keeps the game fresh every time you pick it up.
Amazing. Because he saw that power was there, and then would run on it, remember it. It's just so great. It's just so fun. Uh-oh. Cool Mario.
Now we already have 4 moons, and if I remember correctly, in Super Mario 64 there were about 7 to 8 stars in one world. Now I think we haven't really seen anything of this world so far yet. So how many moons do we have in one level?
I think what you'll discover when you play the game at our booth, and if you try the Sand Kingdom, is that what we're showing, so this path to the boss, is really just a very small segment of the entire Sand Kingdom. So it really is this huge area with many, many different moons in all across the level. And the beautiful thing is the game's developers have explained at some point that the design of the Nintendo Switch, because you can take it with you, has factored into that decision to have all these moons. Because you just put it on standby on the train, take it out of standby, collect a couple of moons, put it back in standby, and maybe keep on playing later. So they really took into consideration the way Nintendo Switch is built to create Super Mario Odyssey.
Yippee!
Oh, hello.
Something seems to have gone wrong there. I don't think we'll find out what it is. So what we can, we can kind of see the glitter on the floor here, but our colleague over here, he's really feeling the vibration. So sometimes when you walk across certain parts of the level, you can feel the controller vibrate, and you feel that there's a moon rather than seeing it, which is also really something different.
Yeah. Oh, this is so great. Oh, hello. Hello.
There seems to be a lost sheep of some kind.
It's the bad guy. Yeah, I got oh.
Charles, you had a chance to play the game at our booth yesterday, and I saw you run around New Dunk City on the scooter.
Oh yes, I did. I love the scooter. I get on the motorcycles that it's so fun. Just like life. Beep beep.
So as I said, we have both levels here. If you want to check them out, you can also check out New Dunk City. And now you really need to use it to get to the end of it.
Upside down Mario.
Yeah, now we have a 2D graphic again, but the mechanic with the physics was introduced in Super Mario Galaxy 1 and 2, so again, a pure mixture of the gameplay mechanics.
Yeah, I think that's always the case with Mario games. It looks back on this rich history of the Mario franchise, but it also introduces many new elements every time.
Oh, that's so sweet.
I think I'm getting dizzy.
Yeah. Watch out, Mario. Yeah.
And I think now it's time for our final bust after a little puzzle he has to do with the bullet bill. And it's very difficult, you should really check it out on our channel. And we have a lot of demo platform for you to, so just try it and see for yourself if you're as good as our sign on stage here.
He makes it look so easy, but
Yeah. Wow. What happens now?
it's time for our final boss. So make some noise for Side, please. Bisschen Applaus für Side, auch will das schaffen, der Bösewicht zu besiegen. Wir glauben an dich.
But before we get to the boss, we find another hidden moon.
Uh-oh.
So as we know, in every Mario game there's also a Bowser, and Bowser this time has hired these little evil wedding planners because he wants to marry Princess Peach.
What?
And it's up to Mario to kind of prevent that from happening. So let's see how that goes in the final game.
Oh wow, look at that. Look at that.
So as we can see, now it's a matter of trying to jump on the boss's head, which is a classic. Mario likes to kind of jump on people's heads.
I've always liked that.
But it's also, you'll have to use the new mechanic of Cappy to kind of deflect these spiky balls and hit them back at the boss.
Oh wow, that was perfect. Aha!
Und die kommt jetzt schon mal Applaus weit für die Seite.
Amazing. Amazing.
Und als Belohnung, so as a reward, we get this beautiful multi-moon, which is nice and shiny.
Oh yeah. Look at that. A grand moon.
Also nochmal, 27. Oktober kommt Super Mario Odyssey raus. Ihr könnt es immer noch bei uns oben anspielen. Das war es mit unserer Präsentation. Bitte herzlichen Applaus bei unserem Co-Moderator Ettore von Nintendo Schweiz.
Merci.
Unserem Profispieler auch von Nintendo Schweiz, der Side. Und natürlich Number One, Charles Martinet. Merci vielmals.